All right, Mike here again with Better Times. Here to go over two money line bets and the best bet parlay. Our number one money line bet is going to be June Young Park. Now, he's going up against Ismail Nawardiev, and I will say Nawardiev has impressed me. Since he got released from the UFC, those fights he had outside the UFC, he seemed to be really locked in. And when he got re signed, he seemed to take full advantage of it and did not leave any holes whatsoever for Bruno Silva to take advantage of. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not there. It's just very small openings, and these are small openings that Jun Young Park can take advantage of because Park stays in his opponent's face all the time, throwing volume. Look, Nawardiev, as locked in as he is, and he really starts off strong, he doesn't really have any defensive movement. His offense is his defense because his opponents have a hard time getting going against him. Jun Young Park is not going to be one of those opponents. He stays in his opponent's face. He's always throwing combos, different levels of the body, and he also mixes it up with his takedowns. Now, as high volume as Park is, what's really going to carry him through this fight is the cardio. The fact that he can throw high volume for 15 minutes and still have good defense while doing that, that's going to be a big problem for Nawardiev. A lot of his strikes, Park is going to see coming. A lot of his strikes, Park is going to be able to beat him to the punch. And over time, Park is just going to beat him down. So I got Jun Young Park minus 191. That is one of the best values of the card. Now, our second money line bet. This is going to be our underdog to watch. Rivzan Kunyev, if I said that right. Look, Kunyev, I really did not like that performance at Dana White's Contender Series, but from what I can see, it looks like he's getting back into shape. I'm not saying getting back. It looks like he is back in shape when he was fighting before the Contender Series. And his wrestling is good enough to match Curtis Blades. Now, Blades, the one thing that gets me is it seems like he has already peaked. His coaches were doing a really good job sharpening his striking. He was having really good bouncy footwork, and the way he would cover distance getting in and getting out, picking his shots very well, and he's a power puncher too. Let's not get it twisted. The dude can crack, but the damage he has taken lately for not using his wrestling as it should be is, I really think, is going to hinder him in this performance because Rivzan can hang with his wrestling. In close, Rivzan has some devastating power. He really puts power when he's in close. And I don't think Curtis Blades is going to be ready for that. On top of that, again, the damage Curtis Blades has taken and the fact that he is so hittable when he's not moving, he is a lot more hittable now than when he first started really putting together his striking. And I really believe it's because of the damage he has taken. And I think Rivzan is going to continue to add more on to that. So, Rivzan Kunyev, plus 245. That's my pick. Okay, now the best bet parlay. Like I said, we're 10 for 12, and we're almost at a return of 6 times the investment. And I really like this one. Number one pick is going to be Tagir Ulanbekov. Look, I'm very high on Tagir, and it shouldn't be hard to see why. You know who he trains with. You see the wrestling, and you see the striking too. He's not as high volume as Maxim. Maxim really starts strong. He really likes to just flow early, but the problem with Maxim is that after he gets going, after he gets through that period of now he's flowing, if you start to land your strikes on him, then he gets uncomfortable and he's no longer flowing. And instead of doing that, he is trying to force the action with the same repetitive combos. Tagir Ulanbekov, look, he's not reliant on one strike to lead the dance. You know how most fighters depend on the jab. That's Maxim. Maxim depends on the jab for everything else to flow into place. Tagir does not rely on his jab. His jab is good. It's fast and it's stiff. But he doesn't rely on that. He picks whatever shot is available at that time because he is trying to wrestle. And the wrestling is even more to his advantage. Overall, Tagir Ulanbekov has Maxim covered everywhere. And this is no disrespect to Maxim. I am a fan of Maxim. But Ulanbekov is just better. Number 1 pick. Our number 2 pick is going to be Melissa Mullins. Now, they fought before. And nothing's really changed since then. So the result will be the same. Zalesnyakova boxing is phenomenal. The way she times her opponent's entries once they get into range and she's able to just let loose with accuracy, very few girls can match that. But not even Mullins can match that. But Mullins is a dog. And you have got to be able to outdog her on the feet, and you got to be able to stop her wrestling. Daria has shown that she cannot do that. If you are stronger than her and you have better cardio than her, then you are going to be able to get her down. And Mullins is mean when she gets that fight to the ground. I expect it to be the same. I expect it to be a ground and pound TKO. I don't think it's going to happen in the first round, probably round 2 or round 3, but definitely Mullins inside the distance. And that's the best bet parlay. Tagir Ulanbekov, Melissa Mullins. I should have released it earlier. I got it at a minus 111. As of right now, it is at a minus 135, which means these money line prices are going to keep jumping. So you got to jump on it now. $50 wins you back $37.12. All right, and that's the best bet parlay. Thank you for watching again. Tomorrow, the prelim breakdowns along with the best bets for the whole card will be up. The main card breakdowns will be available Tuesday. The lottery parlay along with the rest of the bets for the card will be up Friday. And until next time, good luck with your bets.